Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Good morning, happy Monday, happy start of a new week. Today I thought I would talk about some Christmas decorating tips and ideas. I'm recording this in November, and for me, getting ready for Christmas and decorating and Christmas projects and all those things start in October, which I know sounds really crazy when I share that, but if you think about kind of like magazines and like TV shows and things like that, they are doing their holiday stuff like in summer or, even before that, like they're planning ahead just because they need to produce content for, the people that are consuming it so that they have ideas and inspiration and can do projects and ideas that are shared in the magazines way before Christmas hits. So I'm thinking about the holidays way before a lot of other people are. And sometimes I get some feedback like, I just want to get through Thanksgiving. Can we do that? Definitely. I love Thanksgiving. I love November. I love fall. It's my favorite season, but with what I do, I need to create content a little bit earlier, just so that I can hopefully inspire you or help you or give you ideas or show you some new ways or projects and things earlier before, if I did it too late into December, then it's kind of like the season, it's already kind of gone. So today I thought I would share a few decorating tips and ideas for Christmas that help me. Right now it is November. I am recording this on November 16th. I would say I'm 95% done decorating for the holidays. There's a few areas in the house that aren't completely done, but we have also welcomed a new puppy into our household, and that has proven to be, I should do a whole podcast on that because Mama is having a hard time adjusting. Let's just say I did not see this coming at all. And I could get really real here, but I'm going to keep it on the decorating tips and ideas. The family is just going along, rolling along. But for some reason, it has really thrown me for a loop, and one that I wasn't expecting. So I'm decorating here and there, the last few bits of it as I can. So, okay, so let's get to some decorating tips and ideas for Christmas for the holidays. That's like Halloween and holidays together, I guess. I don't know. So first of all, the number one thing, and this took me so long this is like with any decorating, but you've got to be in the mood to decorate. I think a lot of us are like, okay, on this such and date. So if it's the Friday after Thanksgiving, the weekend before Thanksgiving, the first weekend of December, like that's the day. But you get to that day and you're like, I don't even want to do it. I don't even care where the Christmas tree goes. I don't even care if we fluffed the Christmas tree. If the lights are working or not, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like you set it up and it's like, that's the day we're going to do it. But sometimes you're just not feeling it. And so for me, I would force myself. It's like, I had to get it done. I had to get content on the website. I had to get content shared on, social media, whatever it was. I had deadlines. And then I would just force myself to do it. And none of it was fun. I didn't like anything. I changed it up so many times. So if you're not in the mood, even though you set a date or you've got a tradition of this is the time that we do it, do it another day. If you're not feeling it, just do it another day. Promise. I promise it'll be much better if you just do it another day. Another thing we love to do is turn on some Christmas music. So we have Alexa playing just, classic Christmas music, or if you've got a TV in the area you're decorating, put on some Hallmark Christmas movies, or your favorite Christmas movies. That's a whole nother story too. Hallmark Christmas movies. Are you a fan? I want to get into them so bad. I really, really do. But there's just something I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's like I can't legitimately, but I should say, I'm not good at movies anyway. I'm not good at sitting and like just totally focusing on that. I'm good with having it on in the background as long as I'm doing something else. I'm better that way. There are a couple of shows that we have gotten into, like Alone, those seasons, and like we were really liking Yellowstone. So like those I will sit down and watch, but like a full length movie, sometimes it's just hard for me to sit down and just focus on that. And for some reason, Hallmark movies, I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but Hallmark movies, I'm like, so what I'm trying, I can't get into them. And of course they're all the same, but that's the magic in them, right? It's just like, you don't have to think about anything. They're happy. They're in the cutest little towns. Everybody loves each other. It's like the perfect scenario. So like Matt always says, I just want to move to a town that does that. Like all the little stores decorate, there's hot cocoa walks and tree cutting ceremonies and like all the things. He's like, I just think that would be so fun to live in a small town that does all that. So all of that is good. And I understand all of that, but just like actually sitting down and fully consuming the movie, I have a hard time doing that. So this year I'm trying to just have them on in the background. I spend a lot of time in my office. I don't have a TV in here, but it's across from the family room. So I'm just like keeping the channel on. I'm not even seeing it at all, but I'm trying. But it is kind of fun to have your favorite Christmas music or favorite Christmas movie on while you're decorating. And then another thing that's really super important, before you start bringing out 65 tubs of Christmas decorations, think about how you have to have your space perform or function during the holidays. So for us, I mean, if you live in a bigger home, this is obviously not going to be much of an issue, but if you are somebody that has smaller spaces and you will be entertaining, or like Christmas Eve, we have our family at our house. And so I know that I have to have certain amount of chairs, like in the living room, the dining room, those kinds of things. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm decorating. Where we put the Christmas tree, I need to make sure I still have enough seating for everybody to come. So for us, there are a couple chairs for us that we have to move in order to have room for the Christmas tree, but I just put them in a space, in our like family room that I know I can just lift them up on Christmas Eve when we have the extra people here. And then we can use that just that night that way. So just think about the entire space before you decorate it and what has to stay and what can go before you just start and throwing ornaments and, Christmas trees and all the things into the mix, because then it just becomes super overwhelming and it's not fun. So move your space around, move the furniture around that you need to, and then decorate around that. Start there with how the space has to function and then decorate it. If you feel like you struggle with the style for Christmas, research, or you know what? And there's also no rules. I think so many people think that there's so many rules, and you see we're all consuming content, be it Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, TV, wherever. We're all consuming so much content and so much inspiration. And sometimes that doesn't fit into a nice little box. Like everything you love is this certain style, and that's okay. Like it doesn't have to fit a certain style for the holidays. I think the holidays is more about memories and about, one thing I love is that my niece will always say, like, and I've shared this before, she'll say, this is what Lindsay's house smells like at the holidays. She actually brought her boyfriend over for the first time to meet us and meet the puppy. And I had just gotten out like the Christmas tree. The lights weren't working, of course. What is that? I don't think we'll ever buy another tree that's pre-lit, just because it's like after 2 years, half of them work and half of them don't. So anyway, I just had the tree up in the middle of the room. Matt had just fluffed it. The lights weren't working. Nothing else was decorated. And she brings him over, which is great. But I had candles lit like I usually do. And she's like, this is what Christmas is like. It smells like this. It's so pretty. Like, it's more of a memory. It's more of a feeling. It's more of a you don't have to fit into a box a certain style. That's not what people are going to remember. I remember her house. It was all mid-century modern, perfectly Christmas, style. That's not the thing that don't strive for that, because perfection and fitting into a box is just, it's so hard to do. And it just makes the whole process not fun. So go with what you like. Go decorate with what you love. And then if you're still struggling, you can always, like I have said before, with just regular decorating, just start researching, head out to some stores, see what new Christmas ideas and products are out there. What are they doing? How are they decorating the windows in your favorite stores? Like what's on the Christmas trees? What colors are they using? Those kinds of things. That always helps. And it's kind of fun. I always love to get out during the holidays, to the different stores. It's just like, not even to buy anything, just browsing around the holidays is just, it's a vibe. It's just like a whole thing that our entire family loves. So, and then if there's an area you like to decorate most, so there's usually an area at everybody's house where you like, you know how to decorate it, you know how the furniture works, you know how the room flows. It's just like that one space in your home. Start there for sure. For me, it's a small hutch that I have in our living room. That little area, it's easily manageable. It's not like a full day of a full room that I'm having to decorate. If I can start in that hutch and just get my ideas going and move things around, it's just better. Just start where you like to decorate the most first. It'll just be so much more, it'll just go more smooth. Another thing, just like with any decorating or any season change, get an empty box or tote before you pull out any Christmas decor. You cannot pull out any Christmas decorations until you have a few empty boxes next to you. So every single year, I think, I'm not going to get rid of anything this year. You cannot believe the size of the box of stuff I got rid of after we pulled the decorations out here. It's massive. And I can't remember what came in that box. It's like the length of a Christmas tree box, but a lot bigger. I filled that with stuff that I wasn't keeping anymore. So not even is it, for stuff that is coming out that you want to get rid of. If you don't love it, if you haven't put it up in the last year, get rid of it. Put it in that donate box. But you can also, if you have multiple totes or multiple boxes, you can you can organize as you are pulling the decorations out. So if you want to kind of just get more like, these are always going to go in the living room. This will always be my bathroom decor, or for me, it's kind of hard to do because I'm always changing things up. But yet there are certain things that I know, like, these certain ornaments will go on this tree. This certain garland will go in the dining room. You know what I mean? So if you have a couple of empty totes or boxes out when you pull the decorations out, you can actually finally organize it as well. But do not put anything in any of those boxes to keep unless you absolutely love it or are going to use it. And then if you fill a box, put it in your car. So then it's halfway to the donation drop off. And then when you drive past that donation drop off, you'll just have it in there. It's ready to go. Okay. I'm trying to look through my notes here. Another thing is, don't feel like, and I have done this, don't feel like you have to get every box out to decorate. I think that even I get overwhelmed with that. So like if you pull, you have 68 boxes sitting in the living room and it's like, oh my gosh, it's just, it gets to be too much. And then you're just overwhelmed. And then you don't really like any of the decorations. And then none of the rooms get decorated. If you can pull out 1 or 2 boxes at a time and kind of place the items, do what you do with those decorations, get rid of what you don't love, it's just more manageable. And nobody says you have to do it in 1 day, 1 hour, 1 weekend. Take a week, take a few weeks, just decorate 1 shelf at a time, decorate 1 corner at a time, decorate 1 tree at a time. Like, it does not have to all be done at one time. Nobody wants to be overwhelmed around the holidays. I mean, there's so much other stress going on around the holidays. Decorating should not be one of them. So just make it more bite-sized chunks when you're just pulling it out and starting to decorate. And another thing, don't be afraid to change it up. I mean, it's nice to know where everything goes, but sometimes it's just nice to change things up and put things in a different place. Hang a garland where you've never hung garland before. Put ornaments in a bowl instead of hanging them on a tree. Hang the stockings not on the mantle, hang them, somewhere else. You can do it different ways just to make it feel new, makes it feel new or fresh every year. And it doesn't have to be, everything has to be changed. Just a few things, just change a few things up. Change the Christmas tree skirt, or, instead of a Christmas tree skirt, try and say that 6 times too. I can't even get all that out. Try and say that 10 times fast. Instead of a tree skirt, use like a throw or a scarf. I've done that many times. So just change things up a little bit. Think outside of the box. I'm thinking like one time I had 3 small wreaths and I didn't want to hang the wreaths anywhere. So I stacked them on top of each other, and then I put a faux candle like in the center of them, just to like on a shelf. And then again, use blankets and scarves as tree skirts, plaid and lunch boxes and thermoses. They make a really cool vignette when you put them together, maybe around a like hot cocoa station, or like they look really good with my vintage Santa mugs. Or shop your thrift stores right now. Right now, head into your thrift stores. You will be amazed at what you can find. That's another little tip, because you can find, vintage things and just get ideas there. Not that you have to buy anything, but there's just so much just inside the thrift stores alone that you can find, old wreaths that you can repurpose into other things. If you're looking through a magazine and you find a great idea, but you can make it for a lot less, head to your thrift store to get the supplies. Wrapping paper, gift bags, all those kinds of things are usually inexpensive at your thrift stores. I mean, sometimes not. Sometimes they mark those things up. So definitely stick to your budget and make sure it's a good price. But thrift stores are so much fun during the holidays. It's one of my favorite times to shop them, just because you find so many amazing things. Get your family involved. It's more fun, and the memories that you make it's just more fun. Have the kids string popcorn. Have the kids, hang ornaments. Make it like a family event. It doesn't have to all be you, Get your husband involved. Or, Matt loves to fluff the trees, which I love. He loves to untangle lights and ornaments and strings of bells. Like, he could do that forever. I don't know what that is, but I'm not complaining at all. He loves to do that. But I know not all husbands love to get involved. Matt is somebody, it's not like he's actually decorating, but if I'm like, can you hang these here? Or can you help me measure this to see if this is going to work? Like, he's all about it. So growing up, he used to help his mom. What did he say? He used to help her wrap the gifts, and I think he used to help her decorate the trees and like fluff the trees. And so that's just a tradition that he did as a kid, and that he's always done since we've been married. So it's just, it's something he's enjoyed doing now as an adult. So start the kids young, get them involved. It's more fun. And they will remember doing that for years to come. Here's another thing that I think is really good. If you have small kids at home, let them help decorate the tree or a tree, and don't move the ornaments after they hang it. It's so much fun for them, and have them use the homemade ornaments and the ones they're making at school, and then let them hang it and don't move it, so that the next day or the next week they can come back and still see where they hung the ornaments. It only lasts so long when they're that little, and perfection and having your Christmas tree look amazing and, with perfect ornaments and perfect placement and perfect garland around the tree, that you have years and years to do that. I think sometimes when we're just like all trying to get that perfection, or we're just all trying to make everything look so perfect, when we should be embracing the season and the stage that we are actually in. And let the kids help you decorate, and don't move it around, because, a few years you'll be missing. Like right now, I miss that stage so much. I miss, watching Christmas movies over and over and over again. I miss everybody being home at night, and, not one going to this practice and one going to that practice, and just really being able to soak up the season, and planning something different every night. I would do that for like an advent calendar. We would do some kind of activity, or make something, or go do something, or, dress in Christmas pajamas, or whatever it was. I had but when they get older, you can't do that. It's just so much harder and harder. So there's no such thing as a perfect Christmas. There's no such thing as a perfect Christmas tree or perfect Christmas decor. So embrace it if they're young, and let them help you. One other thing I love to do, and this we just started doing, hang Christmas lights in your bedroom. If your kids are little, you may not want to do it there. Our kids now have Christmas trees in their bedroom. We started a tradition from when they were born, that every year they got to, when they were little, obviously didn't know, but they get to pick out a new ornament every year, so that when they go off on their own, they kind of have a box of ornaments that were just theirs, to kind of, and it's so cool. So that's another little tip. If you can do that, and they don't have to be expensive. You don't have to go get the Hallmark $45 animated ones. They have ornaments everywhere. Even the thrift stores have ornaments, but when we hang up their ornaments, it's like, oh my gosh, do you remember you were so into princesses, Gabrielle? So she's got like a few Disney princess ornaments, and like Landon, he was into Legos, and then he was into Thomas the Tank Engine before that. And so like, it's just kind of gone through the seasons. It's so much fun to hang those up and just remember what season they were in just by the ornament we're hanging up. But I love having, Christmas lights in our bedroom. We've hung them on our headboard before. We've got a small tree in our room right now. It's just, I don't know. It's just something magical about the twinkle lights and having Christmas lights up throughout the house. And so we've started putting it in our bedroom over the last 5 years. I just really, really love it. Try it if you've never done it. I think you'll love it. Obviously rearrange throw pillows and throw blankets from different rooms. You don't have to go buy all new holiday, throws and pillows and all of that. You can check the clearance area at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Target, and that, because I have found a lot of before Christmas throw pillows and blankets in the clearance section of those stores that really can, like green plaids or like a mustard yellow that I had in our home one year for Christmas, that really go with Christmas, but they're on clearance because they're quote unquote fall, or they were part of a fall line or something. So definitely look at the clearance inside your stores and see what you can kind of incorporate as Christmas decor if you need something new. Let's see. It's Christmas scents. So I love scents, period. I think a scent inside a house, it's like a thing. It's like a thing with me. It's so much a thing with me that there are certain foods I do not like cooking in our home because I do not want our home to smell like that. I'm weird, I know. But anyway, so I love Christmas candles, or you can like on the stove put, orange slices and water and cinnamon and like do a whole concoction on the stove and just have that over the stove. I do essential oils to diffuse throughout the house that are Christmas scented. So just having those scents in the house too alone can just make a big, big difference around the holidays. And then a Christmas countdown is always fun. I have made advent calendars out of anything and everything. Old ironing boards, old pop bottle crates, a fabric advent calendar. I made one out of napkin rings. I mean, if you go to my website, mycreativedays.com, and just type in the search part, advent calendar, you will see that you literally can probably go out in your garage and find an advent, or find something to make an advent or Christmas countdown calendar. Not kidding you. I've made a ton. So add something to your bathrooms. I think it's fun just to add a little something, if it's just some twinkle lights on a shelf or a little Christmas village or a little Christmas tree. I think the bathroom is a fun place. Guests go there, obviously. You spend a lot of time in there. So don't forget the bathroom. Keep it simple. If you have a small home to decorate, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be overly stuffed. Some greenery, some, faux candles, real candles, some little touches here and there. They go a long way. It does not have to be stuffed and overly cluttered to make it feel like the holidays. So, okay, I think that's it. I went through my entire list. I even talked more than I planned to, but Christmas is all about the season. Like I said, the memories, the food, the getting the family together. Decorating is like 10th on the list. Like it's just part of it, and it shouldn't be stressful or too hard. It does not have to be overly time consuming, and it doesn't have to be a lot to make your home feel like Christmas, the holiday season, and to welcome, family and friends in for the season. So I hope these tips helped. I'd love to know if you have started decorating or when you start decorating. Let me know. Share a picture on Instagram. Tag me at My Creative Days. I'm sharing what I am how I'm decorating over there. So I would love to see yours as well. And until next time, guys, have a great, great day. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.